called and it was already basically their New Year's Eve, it's crazy, but it's our New Year's Eve here. So
Can't believe it. 2026, believe it.
Hard to believe.
but 2026 coming and the perfect time. Yes, thank you, Donna and David and Ronnie and oh my goodness, like Happy New Year to you all. Thank you. Elizabeth, hello friends. Yes, thank you for using your friends because we are friends here. Ciao, Katya. Ciao.
Oh my gosh.
That's wonderful. Thanks for joining. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you too, Brenna. And yes, thank you, Katya. Katya, you did such a good job on that Christmas video. That was like so cool to be able to see you in your mom's hometown. So it was wonderful. Happy New Year to you, everyone. Yes, thank you. Blind Dragon. I'm not quite sure that's great. I love that. You know what? I'm coming up with a new name. I like Blind Dragon. I think that's kind of cool. That's neat. So welcome everyone. I hope you've had a great holiday experience. And this is our call, the last one of 2025. The last one of 2025, which is really special. I kind of just let it soak in for just a moment because next year is going to be bonkers fun. And I mean, we've been having fun so far, but this is the last call of 2025. So make note of that because Thursday, generally we have a call where this good man here goes over the comp plan and goes over back office with Adam and they take us through it. And Gordon and I and Ashley, we kind of come in and out, but mostly they run that, but that's not going to happen this week, clearly, because it's New Year's Day.
Well, I think Curtis needs to do deep dive into the comp plan.
Yeah.
Very hungover.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Taking over. Curtis lost the bet.
But this is the last call.
People that call in.
I mean, these are those moments where you sit back and you just say, wow, this is that moment in time. Moments in time, guys. And we're sitting here together as a team. Everyone on here, again, keep the comments coming. We love to see it. And greetings to everyone. But these are those moments in time where we can sit back and just say, this just happened. A company was launched. And I got to give Gord, dude, serious props. I mean, this is amazing. Oliabo, I give you that visionary credit of where and all this great. You even have like hockey up here, Gord.
I know.
Cool. This is cool.
It's the season.
Tis the season, yes.
Yeah. 40 years ago, we were scraping off the pond. 40.
Well, yes, and
Oh, no.
it's kind of funny. If you were to like look in here close to my face, which would be awkward and weird, but if you were to look on my face, you will find scars under my eyes. Thank you, Gordon.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Scars under my eyes. I've got a scar like on my lip from another stick.
I didn't do that. I did the high stick to the eye.
I definitely got a nice stick to the eye by Gordon, which is great. We had a pond out in the country, and like this is not an exaggeration. It was like every day, right, Gordon? I mean, we would push the snow off the ice with it was like sub 50 degrees. It was so cold, but we would just be out there and usually lose a couple pucks towards springtime because the edges would go first. And so the puck would go and then drop off into the abyss of the pond.
Yeah.
But that was life in Canada. And if anyone's ever seen the $5 bill, which I don't think they have them anymore, but that $5 bill where kids are playing hockey on the pond, that was us. So that's kind of cool that you put here. But here we are. Oliabo, for those who are listening for the first time, if you're wondering, Oliabo, what is Oliabo? This is our brand name, which, by the way, just today, actually, we got the email saying we officially, I mean, we got the brand officially trademarked like a month ago or so, but it has to go through this period of just like, it's like this period that the legal minds make you go through, but that's official today. So we have that as a trademark, Oliabo, and it stands for oil, the feminine version of oil in Italian, and botanica. and botanicals, basically the Italian version of Botanica. And this vision that Gordon had started in Italy when we're half Italian. My brother and I are half Italian. Our mother's maiden name was Stefanini from northern Italy, Treviso. You saw, I mentioned Katia. She's our cousin who's on there. If you're looking at our website today and you're checking it out and you're like, that's a cool website. Yes, made in Italy, right, Gordon?
Yes.
Made in Italy, literally by our cousin
Ricardo.
Katia and Ricardo. And it's like so exciting, made in our mother, she's smiling down, Gordon.
I'd say so. I'd say so.
Like, that's so cool. Your website was made in my hometown where I walked those streets. So very, very cool. And by the way, our first product was delivered to Italy, Christmas Eve. And by the way, it went
Oh, I got a clip about
it
that.
went through.
Okay, I had a clip about that.
So it's kind of fun. So with that said, this is our company, this is our brand. That's a puck. That's
Yeah.
cool, Gord. That's a cool thing. And I'm sure, Gord, you're going to jump into this, but to go into the new year, this is a time for us to reflect on 2025, reflect on what we've been through and what's gone on. And I want us all to have that moment right now where we're just sitting here staring at this screen and we're going through this call and you're thinking, wow, a lot has happened in 2025, but 2026, oh, it's going to be amazing. We're finishing off the year with this call, and we're kicking off. We'll have another call next week as we kick off 2026, as we're setting goals and achieving goals. And here is a part of the Oliabo community. We're going to be doing that together. Health and wellness goals, financial success goals, which I'm sure Gord will dive into in a moment. But with that said, why don't I turn it over to you, big brother?
Wait, no, you got one more.
Oh, I have one more.
These are your hands.
These are my
Your hand
hands.
models.
Yes, these are my hands.
I call it a conundrum.
And this is
Conundrum.
really important. I'm holding this up for those who are wondering. This is our Oliabo extra virgin olive oil. This is how to open it, everyone, because it's a unique way. So we've got this floating around. Well done, Ashley. You made this video. It happens to be my hands. As you can see, it's a very, very sexy pair of hands. Look at that. Look at that. In slow motion, too.
Yeah.
Because I did it in slow motion, of course.
You don't have to do the whole.
And that really, by the way, that was my salad, right, Ashley? I actually was preparing this. She's like, hey, Joe, come over here. Literally like my salad. And so that's how you open up this. And by the way, I'm going to throw this in. We didn't put this in the video, but it might be tough if you happen to have fingernails that might not be able to make it. You could just use a knife, just kind of pry it in there. It doesn't take much. You just have to break the little seal there and just pop. And then once it pops up, don't shove it back down in, okay? Leave it up. Okay, just leave it up, and then of course you screw it back on, but just leave it up, and then you just kind of take it back off, and you can continue to use it. By the way, how do I use this? Each and every day, I take a little tablespoon first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. I love it. Great way to finish the day as well. And you're going to see these videos starting to hit social media where we're going to talk about different ways. And because as Gordon mentioned, and here's part of for those who are here for the first time, you're wondering, well, what are you guys talking about? What is this Oliabo thing? The statistics are quite startling of extra virgin olive oil. And in fact, next week, our goal is to have Dr. Johnson. How's that for? That's
See that?
Yeah,
Using the force.
if all goes well, Dr. Johnson, some of you are familiar with this. This guy is amazing, board certified doctor. We knew him here in Utah. He worked with us in a former life, and happened to be our parents' family doctor, and worked with us in this room. Several of us in this room as a doctor, and incredible. He happens to live in Montana right now as an ER doc. So currently he's scheduled next week to join. So you don't want to miss this call. He's going to jump into it. I mean, being an ER doc, you might have to be pulled in, but at this moment, he's planning on being on the call at 2:00 Mountain Standard Time next week, where he's going to talk about extra virgin olive oil and some studies that he's been coming across. And I'm sure many of you have as well. But extra virgin olive oil, the statistics are crazy. How you're in the United States, on average, we're maybe a liter. That's like being generous of what we would consume in a year. Yet in the Mediterranean region, let's just talk Mediterranean region, and we'll just say Italy and Greece right now. Italy on average is 14 liters. Now that is average. because our cousin and others have told us, oh, whoa, way more than that. Like they're consuming way more than that. But in 14 liters on average, in Greece, it's on average 20 liters per year for the average Greek. And so there's a reason. And then as you success leaves clues, you start to dive into their health and you start to dive into their the benefits of literally the oldest health and wellness story that's existed since the beginning of time. It's never properly been told. That's where Oliabo comes in. So we're talking extra virgin olive oil, pure extra virgin olive oil. We're talking extracts from the tree. It's like the olive tree derived extracts in the leaf. We're talking in the fruit itself. And we're talking also for topical, which we'll jump into here in a moment, which we have since launched this last week. And Ashley, I'm like, holy mackerel, this thing has changed my life, which we're going to get into in just a moment. Well done on that. So don't miss the call next week, 2:00 Mountain Standard Time. We're kicking the year off. We're going to have a great little piece from Dr. Vaughn Johnson, where he's going to talk about more studies on extra virgin olive oil. And with that said, Gordon.
All right. There is a question mark next to Dr. Johnson too, because it says consultants. There will be more consultants in the medical field joining us. Yeah. So that's a little teaser. So yes, that's my guitar. How made that happen there? Okay. If you were on the earliest calls for Oliabo, by the way, since it is, Joe mentioned it's the last call of 2025, and I think probably some people would expect me to get all sentimental, and you'd be right, because it's kind of what I do. So I remember when we kicked this adventure off, all of us in this room doing one of these calls, it was a discussion of tabula rasa. By the way, this is what a tabula rasa looked like in Rome. It was the blank slate. They used to carry something that looked oddly like a tablet, like an iPod or iPad with a stylus that had wax, and they would scrape in their notes. So, like, I'm going to go see the senators speak about whatever, the aqueducts, and they would take notes with this, and then they would scrape it. And a tabula rasa meant you're coming into something with a blank slate, a blank, something that is yet to be defined. You're creating it. So that's what we decided to do. And when we started this adventure a few months ago, and thank you, by the way, thank you, gratitude. At the end of this 2025, all these folks that were early adopters and pioneers with us on this adventure. Okay, this is a little moment. My cousin, this was her boyfriend, filmed this. This is what happens when people leave Italy, and after a generation, this is the last of the generation that looks like my mom. This is my mom's cousin right here holding her chest. Noticing for the first time that there is a picture of her cousin on the back of our olive oil can. And I won't show the whole video, and there's no sound because it's not in English. Marinello, people don't speak a lot of English, and it's kind of awesome. But that's in Treviso. I think it's kind of a fun moment that Katya captured. On
Christmas Day.
Is it Christmas Day?
I think so. Oh, no.
Christmas Eve. Christmas Day? Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve, yes. Because it arrived on Christmas Eve. That's right.
Okay, cool. So we started this adventure this fall with a little video, and we talked about, and when I say we, I mean me, because I think it was my voice, right? A simple formula of love and health and respect, and a singular, simple, extraordinary idea. And I think I even took the time to breathe. Kevin was coaching me. Extraordinary idea. It has the power to change lives in our community, in our country, and around the world. And I think it's a neat thing because when it hits the word world, this is a little Easter egg. This is an inset. If you see the video that's there, there's a very brief little segment right there. And there's a three people. That is my Joe's and myself and Katya's great grandmother right there. Katya, that's on the line here in Treviso. That's my mom holding a kitty. I met a kitty. And my Uncle Max. And they all are featured in the walls here at this office. And I think when Joe said, I think Mom would be pretty stoked about this.
And Uncle Max.
Uncle Max. I think he would too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's still a little sad that we didn't take up a real profession like, painting or plumbing or construction. But, we did okay with this thing, this health nutrition industry. So this extraordinary idea. And here's what, flash forward now. By the way, this is the current edition of Food and Wine magazine, has an article about how Italy just got awarded the most prestigious of cultural awards, basically the first country to ever have their food as it's a history. It's a history of Italian culture handed down from generation to generation in recipes. And we just finished having Joe was at my house on Christmas Eve with the extended family and his kids, and we make recipes that my mom made growing up. We find out actually though that those are the recipes that they don't do on Christmas Eve in Italy. They do fish. We know this. My mom gave up on that tradition, figuring out that as Canadians we weren't down with fish on Christmas Eve. But we do Italian traditions in our house, handed down from generations to generation. And even Food and Wine magazine, I thought that was kind of neat. And talk about the UNESCO award. Okay, timing, you guys. This is a quote here. Timing doesn't change the truth. It changes whether we can hear it. Mm-hmm. And this is a little, yesterday, this clip was sent to me by somebody not in Oliabo, and give thanks, it was somebody that knew what I was up to. This is an unbelievable clip about how you take just a tablespoon before bed and you wake up transformed. A tablespoon of high quality, they go to the point of saying high quality extra virgin olive oil. They talk about everything from appetite suppression. By the way, that was never even in our slides. Our slides, those whole...
Yet it's massive.
And everyone...
product, holy...
Oh my goodness. The PREMIO product, if I don't take it, Joe says he turns into Cookie Monster. I also do. Except I turn into Ben and Jerry's Monster. The little demons in my head call me eating...
Well, I'm
Chunky Monkey
or cookie. Yeah, I have to get every cookie in the whole house.
Have you had the Cherry Garcia? Because that's actually what I crave.
That's a good point.
If I don't take this. So anyway, this video, I was looking at this going, could you spoon feed this, no pun intended, any better for our timing? So I'm going to tease just a little bit about something that's coming in early 2026. And I'd like to say that if you have success in business, it's really fun if you attach your business success to a cause. And we have one that we will be soon declaring. And is a nice little quote that I always loved. At the end of my life, I will not be judged by how much money I made or the kind of car I drove, but by the difference I made in the life of just one child. And I think if we put enough collective energy behind something and some proceeds towards a worthy cause, we can change some statistics. So that one.
And I just love this. How you broken down Olia there.
Yeah.
Like in that.
And I don't know if that's going to pass mark. We're going to have to look at some stuff, but yeah, opportunity.
I love that. I mean, that just encapsulates really what we're.
I'm glad you paid attention, Curtis. Yeah. Thanks. Joe did. That Curtis saw.
Opportunity, love, impact, action. I mean,
I think so.
This whole opportunity that Oliabo is for all of us is not just about the business. It's about the products. It's about the people and about the impact we can have in all of our lives and in the lives of others that we can touch as a result of the potential financial opportunity. And we're excited to be able to share that with all of us and you and build our community around that. So
amen.
Thanks for putting that together.
And we got to use the dove we've been waiting to use the dove with the olive leaf in his mouth, olive branch. The dove. Dove don't actually say caca, but in my world they do.
Yeah.
Okay. Ashley.
Love all the little Easter eggs and
Ashley,
everything.
it's you. The little pile of snow so that Ray gets PTSD. Ray is stuck not stuck, he's stuck in his house. He's snowed in. He's got like, I think 14 feet of snow against his doors. Yeah, I talked to him yesterday. He sounded like he was done with winter. He's ready to go back to Florida, but it's a winter wonderland. So I wanted to give Ray some PTSD against snowdrift. Ashley.
Okay, so Flex is out, you guys. You're able to order this. We want to get it into your hands and testing with you guys so we can hear all of your stories. I know you guys have been waiting very patiently, so we're excited to announce available now.
We started shipping early, didn't we?
So yeah. So actually, these were supposed to start shipping on Monday. And I already have people saying, I already got mine on Saturday, which is insane. We were not ready for everyone to get it so soon. So
Flex shipments time travel.
yeah.
So we found out that they started shipping them actually on Christmas Eve. Yeah, so last Wednesday.
That's amazing.
With our olive oil authenticity cards too. So if you got one of those orders, you got your order before the pick and pack group even learned that that card is only for
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, and so at the beginning I mentioned, and actually I'd love to dive,
Yes.
help people understand, just a little bit more. I know we're tight with time, but
Yes.
this video, by the way, is a great video. It's floating around social media right now. Highly recommend you get it, watch it. But we're talking high phenolic extra virgin olive oil that has something in it called oleocanthal. And the oleocanthal happens to have great anti-inflammatory properties, but so does mangosteen pericarp oil.
Yeah.
And what else is in there that the people, because it's got a beautiful,
Yeah, it has a lovely scent to it. So one of the main scents profiles is from the olive oil. It gives it this beautiful grassy green kind of scent. And then there's peppermint and frankincense. So those give it, I mean, when we were creating this in the lab, everyone kept walking in and they're like, what is that smell? I want to smell like this. But another thing about it is it absorbs quickly. So you're not stuck with the smell all day. Like you're walking around with,
Bengay.
yeah, icy hot all over you. And everyone knows you're like, well, they're in pain. They're not okay.
They're 100 years old.
They're not okay.
I need to smell like that. This smells beautiful. And yeah, it's been really fun.
Okay.
So
Actually had some free time on our hands. Okay, no, kidding.
I was gonna get asked this question, so I did some testing, and there is about 50 pumps in this bottle. So we're pushing it as kind of a subscription, a monthly subscription. That means like 1 to 2 pumps a day. This is how much I usually take. It depends on the day. Sometimes I'm real sore and it takes about 5 to 10 pumps. Some days I don't need as much. So this is about a month's supply, which 50 pumps, it's a lot. It's a lot in here, and it goes a long ways.
A little goes a long way.
Yeah.
It's really about getting it, like you've shown us, right? It's about heating it up, rubbing it in, working into that spot, whether it's your hands, your ankles, your knees, rub it in.
There's a video on social too.
Yeah, I was gonna mention, so if you go to Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, there's a video that kind of shows you how to use it, where to put it, how it absorbs into your skin, and a little more information on it. If you want to share it with anyone, feel free. I think everything is shareable on social media. So
And yes, Ashley did do 50 pumps. It's just
I was like, I will get asked this. 1, 2, it's like that commercial of how many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop. We all know this, right?
Yes.
And we never know, but I did it. 50.
good.
so what about the Tootsie Pop?
I haven't done it yet.
Okay.
Do they still sell Tootsie Pops?
Yeah.
Okay, so a single bottle without a subscription is $61.11. So we have other news regarding price points and a few other things that Adam is going to take over.
Adam.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So as far as price points, so you're already seeing it on your screen.
Sorry.
So,
I thought you were like, so go ahead. I don't know.
nope, that's okay. So I better hurry and make this.
Right, go back to your golf
Okay.
slide.
All right.
We can go back and look at Ashley's elbow again if you want.
Just
Yeah,
rub
but
it in.
that's Ashley's, look at that elbow right there. Wow. Oh, and
We're
then,
moving it up
yeah.
for 10 seconds
Yeah.
in my hand.
Yeah, 10 seconds. Yeah,
Okay. Now we're ready.
okay. Well, let's see. There's your elbow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So that actually gave me just a minute to go make this pack live. So we are announcing that this 2 Prima and 2 Flex pack is now live. It's in your back office. It's $333 for one-time purchase. However, there's a big discount if you get it on subscription. It goes all the way down to $300 for the subscription price. You're also going to see that you get a QV bump on subscription. So normally the CV and QV will be $250. However, if you add this to your subscription, we're going to bump the QV all the way up to 300. So that's a huge step for you guys if trying to qualify, right? If I get, 3-4 individuals on one of these set on subscription, that's already 1,200 in QV that I've got in my downline just off those 4 individuals. So that can be a huge boost for you guys to get to your qualifications and rank advancements. So again, this is live. It's in the back office. You can go check it out right now. I just clicked the button. So go order yours. This is available in all of the markets. So this will be available in the US, Canada, Mexico, Philippines, Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, Germany, and the UK.
The other thing to consider is that you can also just add this bundle to an existing subscription you've already got. So if you want to just get one shipment.
This is a good point.
You can just bundle everything together in that one subscription you've already got. You can add this bundle.
So let me lead the witness then,
Yeah.
Curtis. If I already am on a subscription order of 2 Primas a month, I could just do some sort of voodoo and then add 2 Flex.
What you could do is you can just go in and you can remove the 2 Primas and just add the signature bundle, and it'll add all 4 right there into that subscription.
All right, there you go. You heard it straight from the horse's mouth.
The other thing is if you were to order all 4 of those products individually, it's actually slightly more than $333. So there is a slight discount if you get the one time with this pack. But to Curtis's point, let's say that you already have 2 Primas and 1 Flex that you've got on your subscription. With a $33 discount, you're almost getting that Flex half off for that second Flex. So that's an amazing deal on that product pack.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna say, that once you try this Flex, you may want to be on that subscription. So if you got aches and pains, such as I.
Okay, so Joe hit us with the. Okay, Joe had this really funny. Joe did leg day. Anybody that goes to the gym knows that should invoke fear. Usually, leg day. There's enough leg day memes out there. So Joe,
It's funny, like I was thinking about this, you guys must think, everyone's listening to my testimonials, they're like, geez, this guy just lives in pain. Yeah, pretty much.
yeah.
There's this quote by Hunter Thompson, and I just love it. This kind of is a quote that I live my life by. He says, life should not be a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely in a pretty and well-preserved body, but rather to skid in broadside in a cloud of smoke, thoroughly used up, totally worn out, and loudly proclaiming, wow, what a ride. That's pretty much sums up my life. And so I kind of push it. And so Saturday, I had this experience about a week ago Saturday, so a week and a half ago. I had a big leg workout with my sons. We all went to the gym, and it hurt. It was okay. And the rest of the week was a little painful. Well, I went back for round 2 on Saturday, and I pushed it a bit too hard, and like really hard. And then my legs were pretty sore. And then the next morning, decided to go for a trail run with my son, and it was dark because it was really early. It was dark, and I tripped on a rock and pulled a muscle in my hip flexor, I guess it would be, which affected all my quad and my hamstring, to the point where on Sunday I was like, it was comical actually. We had a family gathering that night, and I was like, I looked like 95 years old. I was trying to like barely be able to get up. This is talking 2 days ago, okay, 2 days ago. And so I told Ashley, I used a lot of this, by the way. It was like half the bottle in one day. I was like rubbing it all over both my legs. Both my left leg was pretty sore too, but I just kept putting it on and kept massaging it in and kept massaging it in all over, including my ankle and my knee, which I do every day as well. And I woke up, swear to you, I woke up Monday morning, just popped out of bed. I'm like, whoa, what just happened? Like I could barely get up and down on Sunday night, where I was playing chess with my son while all these kids are running around and family in the house. And I went to get up. I was actually laughing because I could barely even get up. It was, and then this morning I go run an extremely aggressive run with my sons and one of their friends. I'm like, how is this? I know, I'm just telling you, I had a great experience. It's been really good. Hey, well, there's none.
And don't talk.
So for me, it's been great. And we of course want to say when it comes to personal experiences, not everyone's going to have necessarily the same experience. Of course, when we're talking about these things, I'm just telling you that I'm using it every day and I feel very, very fortunate to have this because
Did you see that?
I trust you.
You said personal experiences, but I have, but wait, because you said personal experience, so I went that. Adam has FAQs just before. Do you want to?
But that's my experience with what Ashley just talked about, and I really love it, and I don't want to be without it. Again, like that's how important it was. And I have tried everything from Advil and
Yeah.
ibuprofen and even those creams, and nothing's like even come close to this, not even close. So for me personally, I'm not trying to make a claim. I'm gonna tell you everyone's gonna have that experience. I'm telling you, I've had a great experience. So having said that, Adam, take it away.
Perfect. Well, I'll just talk about a couple of frequently asked questions that we are currently getting. So first off, holding tank, that's kind of the hot topic right now. We're about to close out the month end. And so if you have people you are wanting to move their placement and they're not showing in your holding tank because maybe they fell outside of the 60-day window, so they've fallen off of your holding tank, we're making exceptions still on those. So if you send an email to support@oliabo.com and in the subject line put placement changes, then list your placement changes in the body of the email and just say, please move Curtis, ID number 303, underneath Joe Morton, ID number 306. And then go to the next line item. Just make it very simple for us to be able to see who it is you're moving, who you're moving that individual's placement to. The sponsorship will still remain the same. As a reminder, as you're putting these together, we need to make sure that we're keeping those within 3 levels from the sponsorship. So if I sponsored Joe and I currently have him on my front line, I can only put Joe's placement down on my first, second, or third level. And that's from me as the sponsor. So if you have any of those placement changes that you need done and the holding tank is not showing them, just send those into support. And again, put in the subject line placement changes, because then we're going to know that those are priority to hurry and get done before the end of the month. So that's one of our first frequently asked questions. Second is we're getting a lot of questions on how do I manage my subscription. So I'm going to pull up my screen here for a second.
You want me to take it off the shirt?
Oh, this should work. Okay, so how do I manage my subscription? So if you're in your back office, this is just a test account that we have. Over here on the left side, this is your control panel of all the different things that you can do. Underneath the My Orders section, there's a subscriptions. Click on this subscriptions, you'll see the subscription comes up, and then there'll be a button on this right side that just says subscription details, which brings you to this page. I preloaded it because it takes a second, so I just, in the interest of time, wanted to have it on the screen. But that's how you get here. So at this point, this is the overview of what your subscription order looks like. A minute ago, Curtis talked about consolidating your subscriptions. If you have a subscription, let's say for a Prima and a Flex, because they were launched at 2 different times and you went in and ordered them on subscription, that's going to create 2 subscription templates. So what you can do is you can go cancel one of the templates, but then you can go into the other, and in this section where the products are, I can click on the edit button and it brings up all of the products here. So I can change my subscription to whatever I want it to be. So in that example, I've created now a Prima on this subscription and a Flex on this subscription. Throughout this page, you're going to see that there's subscription settings. I can change the next run date, so I can change the time that my subscription runs each and every month. As you scroll down, you're going to see the shipping and billing. I can change the shipping and billing addresses, and I can change my payment information there at the bottom. Up here in the right side, you're going to see the breakdown of the cost. So your subtotal, your discount is again for anything that's on subscription. You're getting a discount for that. Your sales tax, and then your shipping. So if I had a VIP account or a VIP membership set up on this account, this would actually just say free right here. And then that would not calculate any subtotal. But you'll notice because this is a subscription too, I'm getting a QV bump. So here you're going to see the CV 150 and over here QV 165. Down here, this is the last section of things that you can edit on a subscription. So you've got skip next order. So what that's going to do is it's just going to push and skip the next order for the next month. Or in other words, if I was trying to skip January 15th and I click that skip next order, it's going to automatically push it to February 15th. You can also pause your subscription, which is just going to put your subscription on hold until you unpause it. Or you can cancel the subscription completely. So like I started with, if you're consolidating your 2 subscriptions into one, like this, go cancel one of the subscriptions and then come to the other one, click this edit button and add the products that you want. You can edit this whenever you want, anytime throughout the month. So just make sure that you edit it before it actually is set to ship. And I recommend doing that at least 24 to 48 hours before it's set to ship. But that's how you manage your subscription.
We'll also be we're in the process of creating a bunch of different tutorial videos to show you things like that and other report explanations and things like that for the back office. So keep an eye out for those coming soon.
Beautiful. Okay.
Oh, I got one more. Sorry, one more FAQ. I'm getting an unauthorized when I try and log into the back office. This happens occasionally. You're not going to see that it happens every single time, but occasionally when we try and log into the back office, it'll sometimes say authenticating or it'll sometimes say authorizing. 95% of the time, if you click the refresh button, it'll then upload and it'll actually go into your back office. So it's kind of timing out is what's happening, and that's why it's showing that unauthorized message. If you're still getting that message, reach out to support@oliabo.com, and we can make sure that we either reset your password or verify that you're using the correct email address that you have on your account. That's also important.
It also can happen if you're helping like a team member and you're logging into their account or multiple accounts on the same computer. It can happen where the browser is getting confused because you were in one account, then you're trying to get into another one. So similar thing, you got to sign out, refresh the page, and that solves the problem 99% of the time.
Alternatively, you can use what's called an incognito tab because that won't cross-reference any of the past pages that you've been on.
Good. Okay. Move forward.
That's a golf ball.
That's a golf ball, and there was a club on the last
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's a little stuff. Yeah, I'm there. Joe, oh, thank you. By the way, Adam, thank you. I don't care what Curtis says. I think you do a good job. Joe.
Yes.
Neil Fratello. By the way, folks, if you're new to this call, the answer is yes, we are brothers. The next answer is no, I don't do all those crazy adventurous things that Joe does where he's constantly in pain. Joe talks about a lot of his sports involve something called a pain cave. And Joe's like, you enter a pain cave, and like he decided to go from Vale where did you go? Aspen to Vale, but on a set of skis over the mountains in between. It took like 2 days or
I
something.
can't remember the resort. But
Yeah.
it was something to Aspen or Dale. Yeah.
He loses toenails.
Yeah.
And let's just put it that way. Joe does sports where he loses toenails, and I'm just not happy with my sport.
Recording
And
in
this, actually,
progress.
between the two of them. Well, we have today, Hernan and I were talking last night, and he told me about Robin, and I'm excited to hear for Robin to share with us today a personal experience that she's had with the products. Robin, are you there? I see you there.
I'm
Can
here.
You can unmute or looks like you're gonna unmute or however way that works.
It's always a fun moment where everybody's
But Robin-
trying to find the unmute.
Robin, there we go. Robin, if you could join us, and we'd love to hear. There you are.
Hi.
Look at that.
Do you want to read the disclaimer, Joe?
Happy hol. Oh, okay. I don't have my.
Or I'm on screen.
Okay, there's our disclaimer. There's our disclaimer. Thank you very much.
I gotta go on these calls so I hear what my company's doing.
There's our disclaimer, and but that's fairly common within the health and wellness industry to have that. With that said, Robin, if you could welcome happy holidays to you and Hernan.
Happy
Hope
New
you've
Year.
had an amazing Happy New Year to you.
Yes.
Wonderful. You two look wonderful.
Thank
You
you.
look great.
Thanks.
And I love all your, I love it. I love Hernan. You have like the greatest little posts. You figured out AI very well, and it's like this AI version of Hernon, which are, I didn't know you were Italian, Hernon, because I've seen a couple of you like
He plays football.
in football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he does look like the Canadian Tire guy on the Canadian Tire money. By the way, Hernan, that will make sense one day. I will give you some Canadian Tire money. You have a very nice sweet spot in the life of Canadians that are old, like from my generation. So anyway,
So Robin, yes, would you mind sharing today?
Sure. My story starts 5 years ago. We all know what happened 5 years ago to the world, and after that, after I would eat, every time I would eat, I would get sick, and I would eat food, and 20 to 30 minutes later, I would be sick. It was like a nuclear bomb would go off in my stomach, in my gut, in my intestines, and I would have to go find a bathroom. It was horrible. Every time we wouldn't go out to eat, it was hard to do. And the doctors finally found out that I had acquired a food sensitivity and allergy to anything dairy. And there's dairy in everything. It's hard to eat without seeing dairy. And so that was my life. And then I just learned how to manage it. And then came Prima. So I was on Prima. I took Prima twice. And then there was, we went to my sister's for Thanksgiving. And everybody would bring a dish. And so it's kind of hard to know what is in all of those dishes. And I would just have to pick and choose. And I picked something that had dairy in it. But I didn't know it. And my sister saw me eating that. And she's like, oh my gosh, she goes, there's dairy in that. And I'm like, oh crap. So I quit eating it. And, you know, it was just her and I. Nobody else knew that had happened. And it was just her and I. And we were watching each other. And I'm waiting for the 20 to 30 minute mark. And she's watching. And I'm looking at her and nothing's happening. And I'm like, that's kind of strange. And so nothing happened that night. And so I had a feeling, you know. And so a couple days later, I thought I didn't tell Hernan, and I just thought I'm going to just start testing it. And I would eat a couple bites of something that had dairy in it. And nothing was happening. I wasn't having any reaction. And one night he took me to the Texas Roadhouse, and I ordered a hamburger. No cheese, please, you know. So the hamburger comes and it had cheese on it. And he's like, oh, you can't eat that. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna try it. He's like, what? There's no way you can't do that. So I ate it and nothing happened. I had no reaction. And so 3 weeks into it on the Prima, I asked him if he would go down to the supermarket and buy some ice cream. And he's like, oh, no way. You know, there's no way. And I said, just go get it. I need to know what is going on. So he went and got it. And he brought back a pint of ice cream. And he said, please have a couple bites. Just a couple. And I said, okay. So I ate almost the whole, I wanted to do it. And I ate almost the whole pint. And 30 minutes goes, he's watching me and I'm watching him. 30 minutes goes by, nothing. And I'm like, this is the craziest thing ever. And so 4 weeks was Christmas. My family, you know, my sister said, I wish that we could have a homemade lasagna. And I'm like, do it, let's make it. And so we made a homemade lasagna and I ate it. And let me tell you, it has just changed. It is like life changing. You know, it's life changing for me. And I'm very grateful. And I want to thank you guys because it's amazing.
Wow.
beautiful.
And we had lasagna on Christmas Eve too.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's good. Wow. Wow. Thank you for sharing that.
Yep, you're welcome.
That's amazing.
Thanks, Robin. Yeah, and also people from Idaho now having lasagna. It's like a snowball effect of Italian culture. And that's proud.
Yeah, so I'm speaking Italian accent and we're eating Italian food.
Very good. Very good.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for your impact, you two. You've really blessed a lot of lives by sharing the products and the business opportunity with others, and we're grateful for both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, guys.
Wow, that's
Recording in
Curtis,
progress.
This is your slide. I'm so excited to share Curtis's slide. This is like a little bit Christmas. Yeah, there's more. But wait, there's more. I'm sharing it because it can't. I'm trying to share. It's not as easy as it looks sometimes. There's this little hidden
Oh, yeah.
thing back here that there it is. See the play?
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, Curtis. This makes a little more sense when you know a little bit about Curtis.
That's funny.
Should I explain that one, or do you want to try to explain it?
No, I can explain it. So I've been a serial entrepreneur my whole career, and so I've built dozens and consulted hundreds of different companies and invested in tons of others. And one of those was a drone company that did very well. But my whole career has been all about building companies. Anytime a company that I built gets to a certain level of success, I find myself getting tired of just this humdrum of the larger organization, and I end up leaving and starting something new. It's a sickness I have. So.
I am infected. Yeah.
Favorite band Winger. I don't even know who.
Curtis doesn't know that either.
Oh, okay.
He's always put little Easter eggs that are of like nefarious, in these little things.
Anyway.
Okay, so this is exciting. This is one of the reasons why Gord wanted me to touch base on my entrepreneurial background. So this is a recent stat that we just came out actually. So Google search interest for information or terms like olive oil, extra virgin olive oil in the US surged 127% late summer, early autumn. So what does this mean, right? This is one of the reasons that this is actually solidifying and further proving out one of the main reasons why this is such a great opportunity with Oliabo right now, and one of the reasons why I'm so excited about 2026, right? In all the different business endeavors that I've ever done, some have been massive failures, and some have been massive successes, and some have been somewhere in between. Of everything that I've ever done, Oliabo is shaping up to be one of the most significant opportunities that I've ever personally been involved with building. I'm excited for that reason, but I'm really excited because of this stat and what this says. So one of the basic formulas for success of any business is unique quality products, plus a proven distribution model, plus a team that can execute, plus the right timing and market demand. This information right here, a surge of 127% in search terms for olive-related terms in Google in the last few months, indicates what we've been saying, that the market right now, there's this rumbling happening about olive oil-derived products in the market, in the world. I think that us and all of you have had a little bit to do with that spike, but it also shows us that the timing is perfect, because these rumblings, we're going to now lead the charge into this opportunity in 2026 and beyond, and going to drive that adoption rate of olive oil derived products to a whole new level. And this nascent understanding, this awareness gap, is becoming this rumbling that's happening, and now we get to drive that forward, and it's going to be huge. And so we can see it happening already in Google search results.
Yep.
It's incredible. The timing is incredible. The opportunity is incredible. The distribution model through people like yourselves is amazing and incredible. We've got a great team with amazing products. This formula is right here, ready for us to take into 2026 in a major way, unlike anything I've ever done before.
And with that going into 2026, that would be a good, just because people are searching for opportunities, they're
Yeah.
searching to improve their health, they're searching for business opportunities.
so
to
true.
make extra money.
Yeah.
The timing is
It's
perfect.
all those things combined.
I'm glad Curtis, thank you, because Curtis tries to, he quantifies things, and it's a beautiful observation. Also, Curtis mentioned drones. I think he's currently building a cruise ship in like Slovakia or something.
Croatia.
Croatia, that was close.
Yes.
Okay, yay, you got a heart for cruise ships. So timing, by the way, timing is everything. And we happen to have timed this. You couldn't have asked for any timing any better than what has been happening. So, we'll finish off this call like we generally do. We're going to ask our I always introduce you as my buddy Ray, and I should probably do a better job. But Ray, Herron is extremely close friend of mine over the years. We worked together in multiple opportunities, going back 30 plus years. Joe was his like a lead service rep at a company like 30 years ago or something, and
Talked every day.
it's kind of crazy. And we've all gotten pretty good at doing Ray Herron impressions because he's very fun to do impressions of because of the beautiful Southern drawl. Ray is not in the South today. He is in the chilly north. You're in Michigan right now. He's in Michigan. And as I mentioned, he had to dig himself out the last few days. So hopefully he's on the call. And hopefully he's warming himself by a fire or something like that. But Ray, my good friend Ray, are you out there to help us close out this last call of 2025? I see his mute button on. That either us or him. It might be us. Nope. It's frozen.
How about now?
Yes, there you go. Yeah.
All right,
was
guys.
frozen.
This is gonna be fun. Probably, fortunately for everybody listening to me, I won't be able to talk too long today. Cheryl and I finally escaped the lodge where we spent Christmas. We've actually been, Gordon, you're right. We talked about it yesterday. We've been snowed in completely for the last 3 days. I mean, where when you open the door, half of the door and the porch you're about to step off on is completely full of snow. We've had snow drifts of 10 and 12 feet. It's been incredible. And so the plow showed up this morning. Our Yukon Denali, it didn't look like a vehicle out there. It looked like an igloo. And so I'm telling you all this, add a little bit of humor to everybody's day, but there was about a half-inch thick of ice before the snow covered the vehicle. And it has a remote start, but when everything's covered in ice, it doesn't recognize that you're pushing the button. So the car won't start. So I can't thaw it out. The doors won't open. And Cheryl goes, we got a lot of extension cords in here and I've got a hair dryer. So I'm out there with a hair dryer, drying the doors off so that I could pry them open to get inside the vehicle. So that's kind of been what our day is about. But I wanted to add a little bit of humor. I hope everybody sees that, I promise you this in life, challenges arrive very early every day. Every day. You're going to have challenges, even though we have a premier opportunity here called Oliabo. Those of you that's decided you want to build a business here, you'll have some challenges. I mean, I've never built anything in this industry without challenge, and we'll have some. But you know what? We're going to be such a shining star that, more and more people are going to be interested in what we have. Curtis, those were amazing statistics. This is an amazing executive team, folks. And, just I ask you often, just borrow my vision. I've been at this full time for 40 years. You just don't find an opportunity that looks like this one. Even Zango did not look like this one. Those of you that were part of that, 16 wonderful years. I mean, just knocking it out of the park. But I didn't know then what I know now. I know how this one's going to work out. For those that don't quit, stay focused, and realize that you have an opportunity of a lifetime. If you want to earn, a great living, if you want financial independence, it all belongs to you here with a company like Oliabo. You've heard me say it many times. It's always the company, it's always the products, and it's always the compensation plan. I tell you, we've had, I guess, less than a month. Some fortunate enough to take Prima for a month. These testimonies are frankly unbelievable. I didn't know we had a weight loss product, and I'm not claiming that. Okay, so any of you that's recording, I'm not claiming that we have a weight loss product, but I get these testimonies on a daily basis. I'm just not hungry like I used to be. I'm not craving sweets. I've changed. My diet has changed, and for some crazy reason, I'm losing weight. So, I've experienced that myself, so I know that what they're telling me is the truth. We have an unusual product line that's going to speak louder than you and I ever could. And already, thank you. I think Ashley had a lot to do with this. putting together our sample program that we haven't talked about here today. Those are available to us, 7-day samples. We can buy 5 of those. I think it's $150 something, guys. I'm not looking at my computer here, obviously driving down the road. So we got a great way for those of your friends of yours that says, I got to try this product. Great. Here's a 7-day supply. You can either market it, sell it to them, or out of the goodness of your heart, let them try it for 7 days. We got everything on our side, folks. I've lived long enough in life to, I think, have some answers, especially in this industry. Answers for, whether you want to be successful or whether you want to fail at it. I'm probably pretty much an expert at both of those. My mentor, Jim Rohn, taught me 40 years ago, Ray, find the right company in this industry at the right time. I told you how I felt about Oliabo. I know how it's going to turn out. None of them looks better than this one. So as far as I'm concerned, and I think you should really dig into it if you don't know already, it's the right company at the right time. Is it the right time? We're just starting. Hey, here we are. So, find the right company at the right time, build your business like your life depended on it for 90 days, could set you up financially for the rest of your life. I took his advice 40 years ago and went from poverty to on my way to fortune. I was earning more money in 90 days. I chose a good company, one that was right for me back then, took his advice, gave it everything I had for 90 days. At the end of 90 days, I was earning more money than my friends were that had high-paying jobs. So I know that this works. So, the secret, I think, to success, Jim Rohn taught me this, it's how you think. It's how you think. And books have been written, Think and Grow Rich, obviously, Napoleon Hill. I mean, I could quote a bunch of them. James Allen, as a man thinketh. We could say, as a woman thinketh, as a person thinketh. It's how you think determines how your life works out. If you get your thinking properly, if you think success and it drives your actions, and your activity is the thing that produces results. This is so powerful. Your thoughts are so powerful. You could choose a not so good company with some mediocre products. And guess what? Your thoughts are so powerful. If you've determined, you've made the determination you're going to be successful, and that's how you think, believe me, you'll be successful for a short period of time. It is that good with a mediocre company and mediocre products. But guess what? It won't last. It won't last. You hook that kind of thinking up to something like Oliabo, it's called look out. Put up everything that'll break. You've got the opportunity laying before you today to change your life drastically. It changed mine 40 years ago, delivered all my dreams to me. I just wanted my kids to have a better life than I had growing up. You know my story. Grew up dirt poor in Oklahoma and really pretty much failed for most of my life until I found this industry and I found Mr. Jim Rohn. There's plenty of other voices out there that can teach you. I mean, you know what? They don't teach us what to do. They teach us how to think. If we think properly, then we do the right things. It's going to cause success. I don't think if you make a good quality decision to give it everything you got here, you'll succeed. Let me tell you what the opposite of that is. The recipe for failure. It's just simply doing less than we're capable of doing. That's it. That's it. Write it down. Do less than you're capable of doing. I promise you, you'll fail no matter what it is. But if you do all that you can do, and that's determined by how you think, just think properly, realize you got an opportunity of a lifetime. I'm telling you, Oliabo is as good as it gets, folks. I love these people. I trust this executive team completely because I know them. I've worked with them before. They will not let you down. We're going to be a giant in this industry, and it's going to happen quicker than you think. So please don't get left behind.
Thank you, Ray. Brilliant. I can just imagine the scene. He's probably hopefully his hands are at 10 and 2, driving through some sideways snow, blowing snow. But brother, thank you so much for closing out this call today, this last of the year call. Ray mentioned, he could tell you there's a guaranteed recipe for failure. Sometimes you kind of wish that failures and losers gave seminars. I'd probably go and just do the opposite of what they're teaching, right? There's education in that. So everybody, from the bottom of my heart, by the way, this company, Oliabo, right in front of our faces. We all jumped on these calls on Tuesday nights up until last week, Tuesday nights, Tuesday afternoons. we all jumped on these calls and with our brains and with our energies and with our ability to share, we created something. And this company, it's Herman and Robin's company. It's Ashley's company. It's Adam's company. It's my company. It's your company. It's our company. And this company can go on to be one of those companies that they write books about. That is my goal. And I would love to see that happen in 2026, folks. As Ray says, put up everything that'll break. I wish you happiness, health, safety, and joy going into this New Year's Eve tomorrow. May you have the best New Year's Eve of your life and New Year's Day. Don't forget to miss Curtis's compensation. No, that's a joke. Should even joke about that. Dynamic compression. 10 a.m. on New Year's Day. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, blessings. Blessings to all of you. Have the best night of your lives, okay? And we'll talk to you in the new year.
New Year, everybody. Take care. New Year. Thanks, everyone.
Cheers.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Bye.
Recording stop.